Okay, so now the second thing we want to do is that we want to start adding windows and doors. But before doing this, I'm just going to do one thing here. I need to move the fridge a little bit to this side. So I'm just going to use the move command. I'm going to click on the move command, and I'm going to click on the fridge and click enter on my keyboard, and then select one of the corner point here, and then move it a little bit to below. And then if you can see that the ortho is helping me to move it on the 0 and the 90-degree angles, but with object snap is on, it's a little bit difficult for me to hover over without turning to the corner point or the end point here. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to click here to move to turn off the OSnap. Okay, and then I'm going to move it somewhere here. And then again, I'm going to click on move, click on the fridge, click enter on my keyboard, and pick, again, I'm going to click here, pick that point, move a little bit to the side. So we have a little bit of room as it should be. Okay, so I think this is too far. So I'm just going to click again and move, and then click here, move it a little bit here. So yeah, it's right now this space is more convenient, right? We might want to do the same thing here. So I'm just going to click, because there is always a little bit of room between the appliances and the back of the wall. So I'm going to click on move again, because we made those into blocks as we did in the previous video. So I'm going to click here. It's easier to move them as separate entities. So I'm just going to bring them a little bit here. Okay, so again, what's happened is that it didn't move because it snapped back to one of the to that wall line. So I'm going to click on move again, click here, enter, pick that point, and then go down. And again, I will actually turn this off because it's making the snap hard because it snaps back to the original point that it was in. And then I'm going to click here. All right, so this is more convenient right now. The next thing we want to do is that we're going to place a window here. The window that I have on my sketch is located in the side. And if I don't have measurements for my window, I might follow what I have here in the assignment, because we can see here that this is going to be placed on the eye glaze. We have a framing member that are 50 millimeters wide by 100 millimeters deep. And we have also windows. This is suppose if you have multiple windows. Okay, so I might use some of this information here. Definitely will use the eye glaze layer to start my windows. And I will use this as my my guide for the window size. All right, so this is going to be on the eye glaze layer. So I'm going to go here and create that layer. And if I scroll up here, first of all, before doing anything, I need to locate the wall opening. So I need to trim the lines where the window opening is going to be. So I'm going to click on line, and I know that the window is exactly located on top of the base cabinet where the sink is. And I'm going to make sure that I'm turning object OSnap on, and I'm going to create my window here. Now you can see that I'm not snapping to the, I should be snapping to the perpendicular using perpendicular. So I'm just going to right click here and click on perpendicular to turn it on, and then go back again and do that. Now I can copy this line, so I can click on copy. I'm going to copy this line here and right click, pick this point here, and then move the line to another point, and then I'm going to click. All right, I'm going to do this again to show you how to use copy. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to click on copy. I'm going to pick that line that I just created. I'm going to click enter on my keyboard, and then I'm going to pick corner point here. I'm going to pick that point, and then I'm going to move, and then I'm going to click again to place the point. All right, the move command is going to be working with you unless you click on escape. All right, so I can actually click here on that line and delete it, and then I can offset the line using the same method that we did when we offsetted the lines for the wall, for the exterior and the interior walls. Okay, so now I need to trim those. So I'm going to click on trim here, and I'm going to trim those lines like that. Okay, so the eye glaze, we need to create the eye glaze layer. So let's do that. Here, I'm going to go to, let me see how it looks like. The eye glaze layer. Okay, it's yellow. All right, and it's 0.18. And that's about it. And it's called eye glaze. So let's start creating the window. I might not actually delete that line. Let's keep it for now. I think, no, I'm fine like this, but I'm gonna go to layer properties, create a new layer. I'm gonna call it eye glaze. And I'm gonna put yellow here. And I know that this is 0.18, which is here, millimeter. And then I'm gonna make it current like this. Okay, I'm gonna close it. Now, to stating that this window, okay, the according to the assignment, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna read the assignment requirement in here. And then it's saying that framing members are 50 millimeter wide by 100 millimeter deep. So basically, I'm gonna try to create this as a block, and then I'm gonna insert it inside the opening. All right, so I'm gonna go here using the rectangle command. I'm gonna click somewhere here, and then I'm gonna move. So I'm clicking, and I know that this is 50 and tab 100, enter, and it looks something like this. And I'm gonna go to move. I'm gonna click on move. I'm gonna click here, enter, and then I'm gonna hover over to pick the midpoint. So I'm gonna click on the midpoint, and I'm probably going to turn off ortho. And then I'm gonna be placing this here like that. Okay. Now, I can use the mirror command just to place this properly. So this is what I will do. I'm gonna to place the other copy of it on this side, because if I can locate the midpoint here, all right, I can definitely, or I can use the midpoint even of the sink, because it's because this is one line, as you can see. So this is going to create another copy just here. So this is what I will do. I'm gonna click on mirror. I'm gonna click here, enter, and then I'm gonna hover over to pick this point, which is the middle point. I'm gonna click and drag up perpendicular. Now, if it's not exactly 90 degree, you may click here again on the ortho mode, and then go up and then click again. Erase source objects, no. All right, and now I can click here on the line command, and then again, I'm going to hover over and create a line here. Right click and enter, and then I'm gonna click on copy, click here, enter, pick a point on one of the corners, and then move up and click here to place it, and right click and enter. Okay, so that's the window. It's still in, as you can see, it's still in there is a little bit of work that we need to be doing. Another thing that we need to do is that right now, this is the window frame. And because this is the window frame, I will need to actually place a two lines here representing the glazing line. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to start creating the inside of the glazing inside. So I'm going to click on line command, and I'm going to click here, make a line between this and that. All right, now yours might not look anything like this, but just for the sake that we have some information in the assignment, and this is what I used. All right, now I'm going to click on copy, and I'm going to click here and enter. And then I'm going to click on one of these corner points, and then I'm going to go up a little bit. Now I'm snapping to the midpoint. So I'm going to turn this off for now, the ortho. Okay, and then I'm going to go up about maybe 15, enter. All right, so I went up 15 units, and then from here I'm gonna go to 30 and enter. Okay, so this command is working. I'm gonna just right click and enter, and this is what I have as my window. This is the window itself. All right, guys. So the walls, though, we need them to extend. The wall lines will need to extend here. So this is what I will do. I'm going to click on extend, and I'm going to click here. Right, and then I'm going to click here like this. Right click and enter. And this is the window that we created. Now, the window needs to be a block. All right. And we're going to do that. Let's make it a block right now. So, and I think the measurement of that window is, let me measure it. I have the distance. This is 610. So this is what I will do. I will assign, or I'm going to create this as a block, but then I will make sure that I am identifying it by its length. Okay. So I'm going to type block, enter, and then this is kitchen window, and I'm going to put 610 millimeter. All right, so this is identifying it by its length. I'm going to click on pick point. I'm going to click on this point here. I'm going to select the objects, and I'm going to select everything like this. Click enter on your keyboard, and this is the window, and then I'm going to click OK. So we managed to create a window. I'm not really worried about the this side here, because they're saying, like, you know, windows are centered on the window openings. That's what we did. And the sill is projected 50 millimeter from the exterior wall. So I'm not really worried about that part. I think basically each one is going to have a different window, but this is basically something simple that all of you can create as a standard for the windows that you have. All right, so just going to delete this. I don't need it. Whatever that your window is, you can use the measurements that I have, but I just showed you how to create a window and how to make it block, and how to place it on its proper layer. The next video is going to be about how to create doors and assigning them to doors layer.